Cyber Threat Brief for March 21, 2026. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, orders federal agencies to patch a max-severity Cisco firewall flaw exploited by Interlock ransomware since January with a Sunday deadline. Langflow Critical Remote Code Execution, flaw CVE 2026-33017, weaponized within 20 hours of disclosure with active exploitation in the wild. 5 new Apple, Craft CMS, and Laravel vulnerabilities added to CISA KEV, known exploited vulnerabilities catalog with an April 3 deadline. Here's the full breakdown of today's top security stories. Daily Cyber Threat Brief, March 21, 2026. Next section, Critical Alerts. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, orders patching of max-severity Cisco firewall flaw by March 22. CISA added CVE 2026-20131 to its KEV, known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, and ordered federal agencies to patch by Sunday, March 22. This maximum severity, CVSS, the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, 10.0, flaw in Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center allows unauthenticated remote code execution as root via insecure Java deserialization. The Interlock ransomware gang exploited this as a zero-day since late January, over a month before Cisco published the March 4 patch. Amazon Threat Intelligence confirmed active exploitation. Interlock has claimed multiple high-profile victims including DaVita, Kettering Health, Texas Tech University System, and the city of St. Paul, Minnesota. CISA marked this vulnerability as known to be used in ransomware campaigns with EPS, the Exploit Prediction Scoring System, Score 0. 56, 90th percentile? Action. Apply Cisco patches immediately. No workarounds available. Check Cisco Security Bulletin published March 4, updated March 18 with active exploitation warning. Federal agencies have until March 22. Private sector should treat this deadline as critical. Sources: CISA bleeping computer dark reading. Langflow Critical Remote Code Execution, CVE 2026-33017. Exploited within 20 hours of disclosure, CVE 2026-33017. CVSS 9.3. In the Langflow AI platform, combines missing authentication with code injection for unauthenticated remote code execution. The flaw exists in the /API/v1/build public TMP/flow ID/flow endpoint, which accepts attacker-controlled flow data containing arbitrary Python code passed to exec, with zero sandboxing. Sysdig observed exploitation attempts within 20 hours of the March 17 advisory, before any public proof-of-concept code existed. Attackers use custom Python scripts to extract /etc/password and deliver next-stage payloads from 173.212.205.251 to 8,443. Exploitation is extremely easy with a single HTTP post request. Threat actors performed credential harvesting, collected environment variables, enumerated databases, and extracted EN files. All versions prior to and including 1.8.1 are vulnerable. Fixed in development version 1.9.0. Dev 8. EPS score 0. 566th percentile. Action: upgrade Langflow to version 1.9.0. Dev 8 or later. Review logs for suspicious post requests to /API/v1/build public TMP/endpoints. Check for indicators. Connections to 173.212.205.251 to 8,443. Unauthorized file access. Unexpected Python process execution. Compromised. EN files. Audit environment variables and database credentials for potential exposure. Source: The Hacker News. CISA adds 5 vulnerabilities to KEV catalog. With April 3 deadline, CISA added 5 actively exploited vulnerabilities to the KEV catalog, all requiring federal agency remediation by April 3, 2026. 3 Apple vulnerabilities, CVE 2025-31277, are part of the Dark Sword I/O/S exploit kit used to deploy Ghostblade, Ghostknife, and Ghostsaber malware families for data theft. CVSS 10.0. In Craft CMS has been exploited as a zero-day since February 2025 by unknown actors and the Mimo/Hesb group for cryptocurrency mining. CVSS 9.8 in Laravel Livewire was exploited by Iranian state-sponsored group Muddy Water Boggy Serpents and 4 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Action: Apple, update to iOS 26.3.1. Enable lockdown mode for high-risk users. Craft CMS, apply patches released April 2025. Laravel Livewire, apply patches from July 2025. Federal deadline is April 3, but private organizations should prioritize these patches immediately given active exploitation. Sources: CISA the Hacker News. Next section, ransomware claims, last 48h. 15 claims tracked across 2 groups in the last 48 hours. These are unverified claims from ransomware leak sites, not confirmed breaches. Group victim sector country Morpheus Certic Inc. Plating Industry. South Korea Gunra Frontier Financial Group. Financial Services, Unknown Gunra El Building, Contracting LLC Construction, Unknown Gunra Thai Petroleum and Trading Co. Limited. Energy Thailand Gunra Grupo, Pi D Unknown Gunra Iparanga, Cantabile Accounting Brazil Gunra Neo Derm Healthcare, Unknown Gunra Incarf, SL. Unknown Spain Gunra Eric Davis, Dental Healthcare United States Gunra Ventilations Narrowal, SL. Industrial Spain Gunra Envy Recycling Waste Management, Unknown Gunra Vintage Homestead, GmbH Unknown Germany Gunra Diamond, Unknown Gunra ASB, Ships Maritime Unknown Gunra Triotech. Com. SG Technology Singapore. Next section, ransomware and extortion. Beast Gang exposes ransomware server through OPSEC failure. Security researchers discovered an exposed cloud server used by the Beast ransomware gang, revealing systematic attacks on network backups as a key tactic. Files on the central server highlight aggressive backup destruction to eliminate recovery options for victims. The exposure provides insight into the gang's operational infrastructure and attack methodology. Source: Dark Reading. Canadian municipal ransomware. Costs exceed $18 million. The City of Hamilton ransomware attack from February 25, 2024 has cost $18.3 million CAD in response and recovery after refusing an $18.5 million ransom demand. The city's cyber insurer denied a $5 million claim because multi-factor authentication was not fully implemented across all required systems. This single missing control voided insurance coverage. Other Canadian municipalities have faced similar costs. St. John paid $2.9 million, insurance covered 85%, St. Mary's paid $290,000 ransom, plus $1.3 million total costs, and Wasaga Beach paid $35,000 ransom, with $252,000 total costs. 79% of Canadian organizations that experienced ransomware attacks in 2024 paid the ransom, up from 70% the previous year. 54% of Ontario municipalities allocate less than 5% of IT budgets to cybersecurity. Source: Data Breaches, Net. Next section, Business and Infrastructure Threats. DarkSword iOS. Exploit chain targeting iPhone users. Security researchers identified DarkSword and iOS. Exploit chain targeting iPhones running iOS 18.4-18.7. The toolkit exploits 6 documented Apple vulnerabilities, now patched to deliver 3 malware families: Ghostblade, data miner collecting crypto, messages, photos, locations; Ghostknife, backdoor exfiltrating accounts and communications; and GhostSaber, JavaScript backdoor. The exploit chain begins via Safari, gains kernel access, and executes an orchestrator that injects modules into privileged iOS services including app access, Wi-Fi, keychain, and iCloud. Collected data includes passwords, messages, contacts, call history, location, browser history, Apple Health data, and cryptocurrency wallets. The malware removes traces after exfiltration. Linked threat actors include Russian-aligned UNC 6353 and Turkish surveillance firm Pars Defense. Targets have included Saudi Arabian users, Malaysian users, and Ukrainian users. Code shows signs of LLM-assisted development. Action: update to iOS 26.3.1 immediately. Enable lockdown mode for high-risk users, government officials, military personnel, political figures, journalists. Review device for unusual battery drain or unexpected network activity. Source: Sentinel-1. Canister worm self-propagating NPM supply chain. Attack threat actors behind the Trivy supply chain attack have deployed Canister worm, a self-propagating worm, across 47 NPM packages. The malware uses an Internet Computer Protocol, IP. Canister as a decentralized command and control dead drop resolver, marking the first documented abuse of ICP canisters for command and control purposes. Affected packages include 28 in at ML Group Scope, 16 in at OpenGov Scope, and others. The infection uses a post-install hook to execute a loader that drops a Python backdoor. The backdoor pulls the ICP canister every 50 minutes with a spoofed browser user agent to fetch C2 URLs. Persistence is established via a systemd user service masquerading as PostgreSQL tooling. The latest version in at teal. EO/slink config 1.8.11, 1.8.12 self-propagates without manual intervention. The operation is linked to Team PCP cybercriminal group. The canister currently returns a Rickroll YouTube video as a kill switch, but attackers can update it at any time to push new payloads to all infected hosts. Action: Audit package. JSON dependencies for affected packages. Check for systemd user services named pgmon on Linux systems. Inspect post-install hooks in npm packages. Monitor outbound connections to ICP canister endpoints. Review npm token security and rotate if compromise suspected. Source: The Hacker News. Oracle Identity Manager Critical RCE, CVE 2026-21992. Oracle released an emergency out-of-band patch for CVE 2026-21992, CVSS 9.8, a critical unauthenticated remote code execution vulnerability in Oracle Identity Manager and Web Services Manager. The flaw is remotely exploitable over HTTP without authentication or user interaction, increasing exploitation risk on exposed servers. Affected versions: Identity Manager 12.2.1.4.0 and 14.1.2.1.0, Web Services Manager 12.2.1.4.0 and 14.1.2.1.0. Oracle declined to comment on whether the vulnerability has been actively exploited. Patches are only available for versions under Premier or Extended support. Older unsupported versions may remain vulnerable. EPS score 0. 13th percentile? Action: Apply Oracle Security Alert patches immediately. Verify systems are on actively supported versions. If running unsupported versions, prioritize migration or implement network segmentation to restrict HTTP access to Identity Manager and Web Services Manager interfaces. Source: Bleeping Computer. Next section: Windows/Active Directory Security. Microsoft account sign-in broken in Windows 11 24H2 and 25H2. Microsoft broke account sign-ins for Microsoft accounts in Windows 11 24H2 and 25H2 with a recent update. Users see, you'll need the internet for this. Doesn't look like you're connected to the internet errors when signing into OneDrive, Office, Microsoft Teams Free, or Microsoft 365 Copilot, regardless of actual internet connectivity. Entra ID Azure AD authentication for businesses is not affected. Microsoft states the issue occurs when devices enter a specific network connectivity state and may resolve on its own. A restart while online may fix it, but restarting without internet can return the device to the problematic state. Microsoft is working on a fix to release in the next few days, likely another out-of-band update following the March 10 update that caused this issue. Action: Restart Windows 11 devices while connected to internet. Monitor for upcoming out-of-band patch from Microsoft. Affected systems: Windows 11 24H2 and 25H2 only. Source: The Register. Next section: General Security News. Russian intelligence services target Signal and WhatsApp in phishing campaigns. CISA and FBI issued a public service announcement warning about ongoing phishing campaigns by Russian intelligence services targeting commercial messaging applications. CMA, including Signal and WhatsApp. The campaigns aim to bypass encryption by compromising individual user accounts. Targets include current and former U.S. government officials, military personnel, political figures, and journalists. Evidence shows successful compromise of individual accounts, but not the encryption of the applications themselves. Actors have gained unauthorized access to thousands of CMA accounts to view messages and contact lists, send messages, and conduct additional phishing attacks. The global campaigns demonstrate the threat actors' ability to conduct large-scale account takeovers without breaking application encryption. Action: Enable all available security features in Signal and WhatsApp. Use device linking security features. Review active sessions and logged-in devices. Be vigilant for phishing attempts requesting account verification or security codes. Enable registration lock features where available. Sources: CISA Bleeping Computer. Operation Synerger Roman 3 and Operation Alice disrupt global cybercrime. Interpol-led Operation Synerger Roman 3. July 2025 to January 2026, disrupted cybercrime infrastructure across 72 countries, sinkholing 45,000 malicious IP addresses, seizing 212 devices and servers, resulting in 94 arrests and 110 ongoing investigations. The operation targeted phishing, ransomware, malware, and fraud networks. Notable actions: Bangladesh arrested 40 suspects tied to scams and identity theft. Togo dismantled fraud rings engaged in romance scams and sextortion. Macau uncovered over 33,000 phishing sites impersonating casinos and banks. Separately, Operation Alice, March 9-19, 2026, shut down over 373,000 dark websites operated by a single perpetrator advertising fake, CSAM, and cybercrime as a service offerings. The operation seized 105 servers, primarily in Germany, and identified 440 customers across 23 countries. The fraudulent sites collected approximately $400,000 from users attempting to purchase illegal material. Sources: Sentinel-1 bleeping computer data breaches, net. EU sanctions: state-sponsored attackers, the Council of the European Union, sanctioned 3 companies and 2 individuals tied to major cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. China-linked Integrity Technology Group supported operations compromising over 65,000 devices across 6 EU countries. Angsun Information Technology, ISUN, provided hacker-for-hire services targeting governments. 2 co-founders were sanctioned. Iran-based Emanet Pasargad was sanctioned for multiple influence campaigns and breaches, including phishing and disinformation efforts. Source: Sentinel-1. Justice Department disrupts botnets controlling 3 million devices. The Justice Department disrupted the Asaru, Kimwolf, Jackskid, and Mossad botnets that hijacked 3 million devices and enabled thousands of cyber attacks. The crackdown continues amid growing challenges in combating large-scale botnet operations. Source: Cyberscoop. Cornell Medicine insider data breach. While Cornell Medicine disclosed an insider data breach affecting 516 patients. The incident involved unauthorized access and disclosure of data in electronic medical records, EMR. The breach was submitted to HHS on February 23. Source: Data breaches, net. Next section: Patch priority. Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center, CVE 2026-20131, CVSS 10.0, unauthenticated RCE as root, exploited by Interlock ransomware since January. Patch by March 22. Langflow AI Platform, CVE 2026-33017, CVSS 9.3, unauthenticated RCE via code injection, active exploitation within 20 hours of disclosure. Upgrade to 1.9.0. Dev 8, Apple iOS, CVE 2025-31277, Dark Sword Exploit Kit targeting iPhones. Update to iOS 26.3.1 by April 3, and 2 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Craft CMS, CVE 2025-32432, CVSS 10.0, Code Injection RCE, 0-day exploitation since February 2025. Apply patches by April 3. Oracle Identity Manager/Web Services Manager, CVE 2026-21992, CVSS 9.8, unauthenticated RCE over HTTP. Apply emergency patches immediately. Next section: Vulnerability Disclosures. Microsoft Security Update Guide, Linux Kernel and Python CVS. Microsoft published information for 11 CVEs affecting components in Azure Linux and Windows Subsystem for Linux, WSL. Notable entries: CVE 2026-23204, Linux kernel networking and netfilter issues, libsoup HTTP header injection and SSRF vulnerabilities, Python pkgutl. Get data, restriction bypass, Pius and 1 denial of service, Astral Tokyo tar PAX extension validation issue. All have low EP scores 0, 0, 0, 1, 3rd 32nd percentile, and 10 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Source: MSRC Security Update Guide. Next section: Trends and context. 4 key themes emerged today. 0-day exploitation timelines are collapsing. Langflow exploited in under a day. Cisco exploited over a month before disclosure. Incomplete security controls void insurance coverage. Hamilton's MFA. Multi-factor authentication. Gap cost $5 million in denied claims. State-sponsored actors are actively targeting encrypted messaging apps through account compromise rather than breaking encryption. And supply chain attacks are evolving with self-propagating mechanisms and decentralized C2 infrastructure that resists takedown. The Cisco Firewall Management Center incident demonstrates that ransomware groups are gaining early access to critical infrastructure vulnerabilities, creating a race between patches and exploitation that defenders are losing. That concludes today's Cyber Threat Brief. From Carolina, Clear Tech. Stay patched, stay vigilant.